In this journey of life, we are often faced with challenges that make us want to give up. However, true leaders know that true strength lies in grit. In this game of life, there are 10 secrets that can guide us to deep satisfaction and lasting success. Before continuing the video, support this channel so that it continues to develop in presenting enlightenment videos, tips, inspiration and motivation with the concept of the philosophy of Stoicism. Press the subscribe button, like, and sound the notification so you don't miss the latest videos, and if it's useful, please share this video with our other friends. Number 1. Recognizing emotions. As Marcus Aurelius said, "Fortitude is actions, not words." A deep understanding of our emotions is the key to controlling ourselves in every situation. Rather than letting emotions take over, we must learn to respond wisely. Recognizing our emotions means understanding and realizing the feelings and emotions that exist within ourselves. It involves inner reflection to understand how these emotions influence our thoughts, actions, and perception of the world. For example, when we feel anxious, we can look within ourselves and ask why we feel that way. There may be unrevealed fears or uncertainties weighing on our minds. By recognizing these emotions, we can understand how they influence our thought patterns and actions, so we can handle the situation more wisely. In philosophy, this can be interpreted as the recognition of the existence of emotions within the self as an integral part of the human experience, which allows us to more deeply understand ourselves and the world around us. Number 2. Perseverance in adversity. Steve Jobs once said, "It's important to remain resilient even when things get tough. When facing obstacles, don't give up. Instead, use challenges as opportunities to grow and develop." Perseverance in adversity is a mental attitude that emphasizes the importance of persevering and continuing to try even when faced with great challenges or difficulties. It involves the ability to stay focused on goals even in the face of overwhelming obstacles. An example of perseverance in adversity can be seen in the story of a farmer who continued to work hard to plant crops even though the dry season was long and the land was infertile. Despite facing difficulties, he remains persistent and believes that the end result will come. In a philosophical context, perseverance in the face of adversity reflects a belief in the value of continued effort, even when external conditions are unfavorable. This describes our feelings as humans who understand that the journey towards our goals may be full of obstacles, but we are still determined to keep moving forward to achieve our dreams and hopes. Number 3. Manage stress wisely. As Buddha put it, "Nothing can disturb a person's peace of mind but himself." When we learn to manage stress wisely, we can maintain calm in all situations. The meaning of manage stress wisely is to control reactions and perceptions of stressful situations wisely, without being overly influenced by them. In the context of Stoic philosophy, this refers to the concept of apathy, namely the ability to remain calm and unmoved by external events. An example of how to manage stress wisely is by practicing Stoic principles, which teach us to distinguish between things we can control and those we cannot. For example, when we are faced with a difficult situation at work, we can focus on our own efforts in completing a task well, rather than letting ourselves be carried away by worrying about an outcome that is not completely in our control. By adopting this attitude, we can not only reduce perceived stress, but also increase calm and wisdom in facing life's challenges. As humans, we can all gain inner strength to face whatever comes our way, as long as we learn to manage stress wisely and don't get caught up in feelings of fear and anxiety. Number 4. Patience as strength. Patience is the key to achieving great results. As Nelson Mandela taught, "I have not lost hope or faith in what I want to achieve. But it will take time. With patience, we can achieve anything." Patience as a strength refers to the ability to endure difficult or unpleasant situations with inner calm and steadfastness. This is a Stoic philosophical concept that teaches the importance of accepting what cannot be changed and remaining calm in the midst of trials. For example, imagine we are in a situation where we lose the job we love. Instead of panic and despair, we use patience as a strength to accept reality, evaluate existing options, and act calmly to seek new solutions or develop in a different direction. In this context, patience helps us not get caught up in negative emotions or unproductive anxiety. Instead, we make it a source of strength to undergo change with a high head and a calm heart. Number 5. Appreciate the process. Every step in our journey has value and meaning. As Confucius said, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Cultivate gratitude for every step we have taken and trust the process. Appreciating the process is an attitude that recognizes the importance of each step in life's journey, without focusing too much on the end result. This means we realize that life is about the journey, not just the final destination. We understand that the process itself shapes us into who we are, not just the end result. For example, imagine we are trying to achieve a big goal in life. Rather than focusing solely on achieving the end, we pay attention to every step we take in getting there. We realize that every obstacle we face, every failure we experience, and every small success we achieve, all shape us into stronger and wiser individuals. In the context of Stoic philosophy, respecting the process also means accepting everything with a calm and wise attitude. We are not affected by things outside our control, but we focus on how we respond to each situation we face. In this way, we develop peace within ourselves. Even when facing great challenges, by appreciating the process, we learn to enjoy our life journey more deeply and rewardingly, while remaining committed to achieving our goals. Number 6. Focus on internal controls. As Epictetus put it, we cannot control what happens to us, but we can control how we respond to it, shift focus from things we cannot control, and strengthen our internal controls. The meaning of focus on internal control is to focus attention and effort on the things we can control in our lives, rather than constantly worrying about things outside our control. In Stoic philosophy, this reflects the principle that wisdom lies in understanding that we have control only over our own thoughts, actions, and attitudes. For example, imagine feeling anxious about the outcome of a situation, such as an important presentation at work. Focusing on internal control, we focus on preparing well, practicing presentations, and preparing ourselves mentally, rather than constantly thinking about how others will judge us. We recognize that we cannot control other people's reactions, but we can control our preparation and attitude toward the situation. By focusing on internal control, we feel stronger and more confident, because we direct our energy toward the things we can control, while also calmly accepting the things that are out of our control. Number 7. Learn from failure. Failure is not the end of the journey, but the beginning of greater success. As Michael Jordan put it, I failed over and over again in my life, and that's why I succeeded. Make every failure an opportunity to learn and grow. Learning from failure in Stoic philosophy is about seeing every failure as an opportunity for growth and learning. We realize that in life, we can't always control what happens, but we always have control over how we respond to it. For example, imagine that we have tried hard to achieve a certain goal, but ultimately we fail. Instead of feeling hopeless or beating ourselves up, we can choose to view those failures as valuable lessons. We can evaluate what we can learn from the experience, what we can improve, and how we can become more resilient as a result. The we feeling in this context may initially be feeling disappointed or frustrated by failure. However, with a Stoic approach, those feelings can transform into calm and acceptance. We recognize that failure is a natural part of life's journey, and by gaining wisdom from each failure, we can grow stronger and wiser. Number 8. Accept uncertainty. Uncertainty is a natural part of life. As Lao Tzu taught, if you keep hoping for the future, you will be disappointed. Learn to accept uncertainty and live in the moment. Accepting uncertainty is a mental attitude that allows us to embrace the uncertainty in life without becoming trapped in restlessness or anxiety. In Stoic philosophy, this means recognizing that many things in the world are beyond our control, and all we can control is our attitude and response to those events. For example, when we plan a picnic outside, we accept that the weather may change suddenly. As Stoics, we prepare ourselves by bringing an umbrella and realizing that the weather is something we cannot control. When rain suddenly falls, we do not panic or get angry, but instead we accept the uncertainty as a natural part of life. In our feelings, accepting uncertainty brings peace and wisdom. We no longer feel pressured by unrealistic expectations or fear of things that have not yet happened. Instead, we feel stronger and better prepared to face whatever life brings with a calm and open attitude. Number 9. Honing adaptation skills. When situations change, we must be ready to adapt. As Charles Darwin said, it is not the strongest who survive, but the most adaptable. Learn to change with flexibility and resilience. Honing adaptation skills refers to the process of improving our ability to adapt to the changes and challenges that occur in life. This involves developing sensitivity to change, adaptability, and the ability to remain calm and steadfast amidst unexpected changes. An example of how to do this is by changing our perspective on change as an opportunity to learn and grow, not as an obstacle or threat. For example, if we are faced with an unexpected change in employment, we may choose to view it as an opportunity to develop new skills or explore a different career path. In the context of Stoic philosophy, this can be represented by an attitude of calmly accepting what happens and making the best use of it for our own good. For example, Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, taught that we should focus our energy on the things we can control, while accepting with grace the things we cannot. Thus, honing adaptive skills is about being wise in choosing our responses to change, and strengthening our resilience to whatever possibilities life presents. Number 10. Finding meaning in failure. Finally, as Viktor Frankl taught, we cannot change the situation we face, but we can change our attitude toward it. Find meaning in every experience, even the greatest hardships. Searching for meaning in failure is an attempt to find valuable lessons or wisdom behind unsuccessful experiences. This involves being wise enough to accept the fact that failure is a natural part of life and utilizing it as a means for growth and learning. For example, when we face failure in achieving a certain goal, we can see it as an opportunity to self-reflect, evaluate the strategies we have used, and find areas where we can improve. In this way, we can gain a deeper understanding of ourselves, our strengths, and weaknesses. In the context of Stoic philosophy, seeking meaning in failure teaches us to practice the concept of amor fati, or love of fate. This means lovingly accepting everything that happens in our lives, including failures, because we believe that each event brings us closer to wisdom and inner peace. So, although we may feel disappointed or frustrated when faced with failure, we can also see it as an inevitable part of our life journey that leads us towards a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Life is a game full of challenges and uncertainties. However, with grit as our guide, we can navigate this journey with courage and wisdom. Let's build a life together that ennobles, motivates, and touches our souls and those around us.